Hello, people. Welcome to another edition of the galaxy model for the atom, which is a new hypothesis that is exactly what it says. It's a model for the atom where atoms and galaxies are exactly the same thing. And that's the only stipulation of this model. Atoms and galaxies are exactly the same thing. And from that, you can figure out everything. And today, I'd like to talk about how this model indicates that light works. Now, everything in this model is about spin, it's about synchronized rotations. When we see that galaxies and atoms are the same thing, that means that atoms must also be disks. Instantaneously, they're disks. And so what we break that down to is a disk of energy, a spinning disk of energy. Now that, in the atom's case, the disk of energy is precessing at twice its rotation. And so it's keeping that energy symmetrically distributed around a central rotation point. But today I wanted to talk about how light works. Now, light is the same thing. It's rotation of energy around a center. But in light's case, that rotation also has rotation at right angles to the disk. So the light photon is a disk of energy, a rotating disk of energy. But that disk itself is also rotating around a second plane, a second orthogonal plane. So what you have is you've got your disk, and it's rotating vertically. But that disk is also precessing around, I guess, the y-axis, the up and down axis. So you've got rotation around the x-axis, and you've got precession around the y-axis. Okay, so in this case, the photon is traveling down the z-axis. So with a photon, when the rotations are synchronized 1-to-1, the way that it works is that your disk, if your disk is pointing forward, and then it rotates to where it's pointing down. That's 90 degrees. Okay, your disk is pointing forward and it's pointing towards you. Now, if it rotates 90 degrees to the bottom, at the same time as the disk itself rotates 90 degrees to the side, when it gets to the bottom, the disk is going to be at the side. It's going to be sideways to you. So then, as it continues to rotate back up, the disk turns its back to you, and it comes rotating back up towards you again. So now it's pointing towards you, but the disk has its back to you. So if it continues to rotate another 90 degrees, it'll get to the top. But when it gets to the top, the disk also rotates another 90 degrees. And once again, it's sideways to you again. So then as it comes back down from the top again, the disk turns again, has turned again, and it's coming back down the top towards you again. So the photon always stays pointing towards you, even though the disk is spinning and precessing. The front of the wave is always staying at the front towards you. And it's doing this figure eight as it travels. So that's why photons travel using this one-to-one rotation. And when you pursue this idea of galaxies and atoms being the same thing, you've got disks, the galaxies are disks. So the spinning disk is synchronizing with its precession. And in order for these orbitals to track themselves, the rotation and the precession are synchronized so that the precession is 2 and the rotation is odd. Well, it's 1. 1 works for sure, 1 to 2 for the electrons. But when you start getting bigger and bigger atoms, I think that there are higher rotation speeds, but those rotation speeds have to be odd. So you'd have 3/2, 5/2, 7/2. But there is this this constant precession of 2. It looks like the matter all synchronizes to a common precession, I think. But this model anyway is based on these, what they call rose patterns. They're rose patterns. Guido Grandi found rose patterns in the late 1700s. And the rose patterns are where you synchronize your rotation and your precession so that you get these repeating patterns, and they look like roses. And so this is the 1 to 2 rows, and the 1/1 rows look to be very, very good candidates for matter, for the 1 to 2, and for radiation for the 1-to-1. And so that's how the galaxy model for the atom is looking at spin. Just spinning space is all that matter and light really is. There's no real thing as particles, and there's no real thing as photons. All there is energy, and the energy is causing space to spin in various ways. And when it's causing the space to spin and the spinning space stays in the same place, that's matter. And when it causes space to spin and the spinning space and the spin travels from one space to the next, and that's radiation. So the galaxy model for the atom. You can buy my book, The Galaxy Model for the Atom. It's at Amazon. That would be good. But yeah, The Galaxy Model for the Atom. And a lot of things come out of this model. A lot of things come out of this model. We're going to be able to tap gravity. We're going to be able to make big crystals. And another thing that comes out of this model is that since galaxies have life, us, then atoms must also have life. And the life on the atoms that make up each of us would all be in our own image. Like everything going on life-wise on the atoms within me, that's all centered on me and my situation and what's happening with me and what's next for me, and all of the life on all of my atoms is playing that out constantly, playing that out like what can possibly happen from here on in. And those lifetimes on my atoms are only, they pass at 10 million lifetimes per second. 10 million lifetimes per second is what's going on in all of the little universes inside each of us. 10 million lifetimes per second. Playing out what's going on. Like that's how fast, not our thoughts are going, that's how fast these whole lifetime scenarios are going on inside us, inside our atoms that make us up. So it's, if you think about all the life that's inside you and all the intelligence and knowledge that has to be being accrued inside you all the time, that's like, I don't know, awesome, awe-inspiring. Each of us is infinite. We're infinite intelligent beings. Each of us is. It's amazing. It's amazing being in this life. Anyway, think about buying my book. And if I could find somebody to help me, I'm pretty sure we can tap gravity. Tapping gravity would mean we don't even need the sun. We could survive anywhere. So you guys all have a good day, and I will too. And peace be with you. See ya.